I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good morning, all. Any unfinished business? Nothing. All right. We'll consider a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting dated August 12, 2025, as presented. So moved. I'll second that motion. Properly moved and second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We'll consider a motion to approve the invoices in the amount of $883,338.87 for the period August 9th through August 22nd, 2020. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? None? We have a roll call, please.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Yes.
We'll consider a motion to approve the actual gross payroll in the amount of $319,621.56.
So moved.
I'll second that. Properly moved and second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, may we have a vote?
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Yes.
The next item is to consider a motion to enter into a contract by and between the County of Jefferson, the Court of Common Pleas of Jefferson County, Domestic Relations, and Beth Cameron Gerg, Esquire, from October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2030, as further described herein. I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion? The only thing I would add to just color or maybe further explain what this is it's a contract for Attorney Amber McGurk to provide services for the Domestic Relations Office. This is a routine renewal. Hearing no further discussion or questions, could we have a roll call, please?
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Sargent?
Yes.
The next item, ladies and gentlemen, is we'll consider a motion to proclaim September 2025 as Suicide Prevention Month in Jefferson County and to recognize veteran suicide prevention efforts in the county.
Make that motion.
I'll second that. Properly moved and second. Any discussion? Sergeant Major, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For those that don't know me, I'm Jonathan Weigel. I'm the current director for the Jefferson County Veterans Service Office. If you're not familiar, we have changed the name, all right, to be a more appropriate. So we propose to make September Suicide Awareness Month. Reason for that is Clearfield and Jefferson County have co-formed an organization that we meet once a month to help out veterans and to include active duty that might be here on leave or liberty if they face that crisis time. All right, it is the 12th leading cause within the United States of veteran suicide. Just alone from 2008 to 2022, we've lost 6,000 veterans to suicide. Most of it is due to veterans aging. As time goes on, significant others pass away, children move away, they find themselves alone. And then, unfortunately, they don't reach out for that help, or somebody doesn't read the signs, and then we lose a brother or a sister in arms. So we propose just to make September more of an awareness month so we can reach out to our neighbors, friends, people that might be living across the street, just to see if they need any kind of assistance. If they do need any assistance, there is an emergency number that can be dialed. It is 988. Then they would dial 1. And that will get them in contact with the Veterans Crisis Line. It is all totally confidential, and those people can help across that line to get those veterans the appropriate help that they need. That's all I have, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you, Jonathan.
Any questions? Yes.
Just what are like the specifics? You talk about like suicide prevention.
what is like the prevention? What are like the programs? What is like the protocol? Like
So-
how do you prevent it?
So there's, I can speak specifically about a specific incident that I had about 2 years ago when I had first just moved up here. I had a veteran reach out to me on Facebook through Messenger, and he said, I don't know how much more I can take. So immediately I reached out and I said, Jim, what's going on? And he started talking to me. Me and that Marine were together over at Afghanistan, Marja. He couldn't take the fact that we lost 17 Marines while we were out there. It just scarred and pained him every time that he would open up Facebook or else he would see any kind of conflict on the news. So I started talking him down off that ledge. Well, there's not much that I could do as far as being, 300 miles away from him. But I got him in contact with his family. His family was able to reach over there to aid him as well. I also got in contact with the 988 number, and I even stayed on that line while he dialed from his house phone. And he was able to contact them. They were able to start reaching down. From there, they sent out the paramedics. All right. He got moved over to the hospital, and then from the hospital, he actually went out to a veterans outreach program right there in Ohio. And that veterans outreach program, he went inside there for a week, got himself straight, and now he's doing great. All right. It could have ended disastrous had I not done that. I don't know if that really answers your question, but there is a multitude of organizations out there that will provide any kind of outreach for any kind of veterans. Some is inpatient, some is outpatient. And then sometimes it's just talking to a fellow brother and sister that have been in arms. Most of the time, 90% of the time, you get them in contact with somebody, you're going to curtail that action from taking place. Does that answer it?
Yeah, it does. So would you say, at least in part, one thing you can do to prevent this is get them hooked in with community?
Yes, immediate help. I mean, if there's nothing, if people are frantic and they're not really sure, dial 911. Get them in contact with somebody. At least you get the paramedics, you get the police, you get firemen, you get anybody there that can assist and aid. And you can prevent that from happening. Okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, commissioners.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Just kind of add some color to what Jonathan shared. And I spoke of this last year when we were highlighting and bringing awareness to suicide prevention many years ago when I was a battery commander, a member of the battery who committed suicide. And one of the things that I relayed back then, and I'll share it again, when the gentleman in question took his own life, he had some family pressures that overwhelmed him, and we weren't aware of those home struggles, and a lot of us felt bad, guilty, that we weren't more attentive to that, or were there signs that we missed? And what the sergeant major just relayed is an example of not turning away from those warning signs. You had that contact, you knew that someone was in need, and you did something with that information to avoid a catastrophic result. So a lot of us, when that happened, we scratched our heads and talked among ourselves, what was there that we didn't see? Well, one of the things that was striking to me was attending that young man's funeral. If he could have seen his mother, there is no way he would have made the decision that he made, because the lady was destroyed as a human being. Her being was gone, watching how crushed that lady was in that environment. And I couldn't help but think, if he could look a few days into the future and see the impact on someone, not only who I'm sure he loved, but who loved him. And what a horrible unintended consequence. I heard back when I was battery commander, the first sergeant described it as a permanent solution to a temporary problem. When you're in that dark place, you need to reach out for help. Understand that there's no pride lost in asking for help. And I'll just share this one other thing, again, maybe to add color to it. But when I returned back from Iraq, the parents of a soldier in the battalion approached me and said that they felt that their son was going through difficult times, but his pride was preventing him from reaching out because he didn't want his fellow soldiers to think him weak, and that was holding him back. And I told his parents, I said, look, I don't want you to betray any confidence, but communicate to him that I would see that as a strength. Someone understanding that it's time for help, I need help, and I have the presence of mind to ask for help. I would think better of someone who recognized that and took the right action when they needed it, and not to allow him to isolate himself. So, two personal experiences that I share with the sergeant majors, and having brushed up against this. So, and I would just extend or expand that to just suicide prevention in general. We're looking at veteran suicide prevention, but all suicide prevention, there's a way out. And one is for us to be attentive to people in need, and the other is if you are that person in need, don't let anything keep you from extending your hand and saying, I need some assistance. Certainly anyone worth their salt would not think less of someone who asks for help when you need it. Anything else?
Can I share a thought?
Yeah, please.
I previously worked in mental health prior to this, so I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts. When you ask about the typical warning signs, per depression screening, some of the warning signs might be significant changes in your eating, sleeping, being withdrawn, your social activity, the speed at which you do things, extra fast or extra slow. But it's important to know that the warning signs are different for everyone. Some people might openly ask for help and some people really might not. But conversations like these and months of awareness like this decrease that stigma. So that's really important, just to be checking in on the people you see day to day or on the street. You could really change someone's life just asking how they are.
Thanks. Thank you. Anything else? All right, well, we have a motion, gentlemen. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For public information, there are a couple of things I'd like to share. Lexi, I want to acknowledge and thank you for all the work you continue to do to help save the taxpayers' money. Lexi, in addition to being our Director of Human Resources, keeps track of different benchmarks that we achieve as far as training and participation in different events that lower our insurance premiums. And we just received notice last week that because of your efforts to get credit for the county for the things that we do that are along the lines of the safety committee and some of the other activities as far as training and enhancing our care for our equipment, our people, our material, and things that we're responsible for. Lexi's efforts have saved the taxpayers $10,000. So thank you, Lexi. I want to, Ms. Siri is not here. Jessica Siri had orchestrated a visit by Secretary, Department of Community and Economic Development to Jefferson County week before last. Secretary Seeger She was central to getting the secretary into Jefferson County so we can help the secretary be well acquainted with all good things Jefferson County, so that when Jefferson County comes up before the governor's cabinet, he knows us, he understands us, he's acquainted with some of the things that we're accomplishing, some of the things that we need support. And, that lays good groundwork and good foundation. And Elise Brovance participated and assisted that effort. Our tourism director, Mary Jo Milford, was also involved in that. So, that team helped bring Secretary Seeger back to Jefferson County to achieve the things I just mentioned. So, Jessica, Mary Jo, Elise, thank you very much. Did I miss anyone in the room? There were a lot of hands making that happen, so thank you. That was all I had for public information. Public comment. Yes, thank you. Mr. Greeley,
Yes, sir.
we're pleased to recognize you.
Do I have to get up here?
Well, it's tradition now.
Okay. I just came today to ask if you had got an answer to my question last.
Not yet, sir. We do have the document you provided last meeting. We shared it with our solicitor. We'll get you a comprehensive answer.
And I've been asked to ask you how the assessor is paid. Is he paid on a percentage of the taxes, or is that total salary?
It's a set
Set.
wage.
Set wage.
Yes, sir.
And you haven't heard anything back from your solicitor or him, or?
Well, not anything more than that they received the document, they understand the question, and we're going to put together a proper response for it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we'll close public comment and we'll go to the press. Patty, we always give you first thought.
Nothing for anything.
Okay.
I did have one question. Given the ongoing battle in Harrisburg regarding the state budget, some other news outlets are kind of talking to other counties, and other commissioners have expressed their concerns over the delayed budget, their struggles with that. In reference to Jefferson County, how is the county doing? Do you as commissioners have any concerns with the delayed budget in Harrisburg? At what point will that delayed budget become a serious problem for the county as far as state funds?
Understood.
It's a good question. I think that we're lucky right now that it's not affecting us. Yeah. That day could be tomorrow, it could be in 2 weeks. It's more affecting the outside agencies, school districts, your, like community connections, that all these agencies that rely on, state funding. And I think it was in the paper within the last couple of days that, we're trying to pass a bill that, some of them can go and get a loan, to pay off their vendors so they can represent the people if it's mental health or whatever. So, we're looking at different avenues, which is interesting to me. And tells me that it may go longer than we expect, but, hopefully they can do their job and get it figured out.
I'm hoping budget will be passed, and I really believe it will. We just have to get together and get it done.
And the only thing I would add to my colleagues is that this seems to happen more often than it doesn't. So the county and the organizations that were mentioned and others, it's not that it's not impactful, but they understand that this is an annual risk. And rarely does it seem that the budget is passed by the state fiscal year beginning of July 1st. And some of these organizations maintain, for example, lines of credit. that they keep open only for situations just like this. So it gives them a little bit of elbow room. The county is financially on firm footing. The other organizations with whom we work, no one's raising the alarm bells. I think that they enter into these kind of phases cautiously. They're concerned, but not alarmed.
As an addendum to that question, is there any messages you would give to our local legislatures in regards to their efforts on the budget, specifically Representative Smith, Senator Duff, and Senator Kennedy?
No, absolutely not. I'm just speaking for myself. They have to do their job, and I can't see the situation from their perspective. I have faith that Smith, Dush, Pittman are doing their level best, and I understand that they have roles to fill, they have issues to orchestrate, just much like, a board of county commissioners or a board of township supervisors has to do. They have to take into account things that we can't see. So, just speaking for myself, I'm comfortable that they're doing right by us. And that we'll come out with the right answer when they work their way through the problem. Gentlemen?
Right, exactly. We don't know what they're really talking about. And, it's the leadership on both sides is trying to negotiate whatever they're negotiating. And you can't believe what you read in the papers or hear on the news.
Ouch.
You guys don't know either.
Shots fired.
So,
I like that.
gotta give you a good job. Thank you.
You just wait, I'll have him, Larry.
Damn
I can give it wrong.
That's all I have.
Okay. I would just like to draw everyone's attention to the second page. There's some announcements there. The county offices are closed September 1st. The next commissioners meeting is September 9th. And we're still looking for board members for Redmond Park. Anything else? Once, twice. Motion to adjourn. Make that motion. You'll second that motion. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.